Saluki Nation, it's so fun to say these next words in light of this new generation of basketball, so to speak. Damien Mayo, welcome back to Saluki Basketball. Great to have you back in the program. How you doing? Let's get first to what are you studying and where does that degree take you someday?
Hey, I'm happy to be here. Happy to be with you. And I'm studying. My major is industrial management and engineering, and as of right now, I'm in like the later stages, all the 300, 400 classes. So I'm taking all the hardest stuff in my degree. But where it's going to take me, I want to use that degree to get into. I don't know what area yet, but something with like probably like project management or being on like a manager of an assembly line, some supervisor area, something like that, just managing people. That's where I want to ultimately end up. But yeah, I'm almost done. I'm excited.
I think as basketball fans, and especially, and I'll say it again, I hope you're not offended. I'm not. It doesn't bother me. We're in a different era. I mean, it's
Yeah,
more
for sure.
professional basketball with the NIL, the ability to go from one place to the next and all that stuff. That's getting all the attention. But back to what you're studying and where it takes you, how much do you have left? What are a couple of your tougher courses? I always got a kick out of the engineering guys we had. I couldn't even pronounce their classes, let alone even
Yeah.
think about helping them at all. So what do you have left, and what's maybe some of the biggest hurdles you have to overcome to get that degree?
I can tell you right now, I'm in tutoring for physics. So physics is probably one of my hardest classes this year. I'm also taking Lean Six Sigma, and I'm taking Lean Management as well. So there's two different classes, but I got a semester and a half left. I'm excited. The classes I'm taking are very challenging, but I feel like the more challenging it is, it's just more of a challenge I can overcome. So I feel like that's the approach I have with school and why I failed to love it. So it's a couple hard classes I've taken. I got a little tutoring thing going, so it's going good though.
Let's talk about some basketball.
Yes, sir.
You've been called the captain. You've called the voice of the locker room. All those things. What's your management style? You want to be a project manager. How are you applying that with this basketball team?
Um, First and foremost, I was given a blessing of opportunity to go to Ohio for a leadership camp with Athletes in Action. I went earlier this summer, I think around like late July, I believe, but it kind of helped me transform my leadership style. And like last year, I would say I was a leader. And having talks with coaches this year and leading up into this year, they would say I have been a leader, but I'm not a consistent leader. And before the camp, when I like heard that and talked to him, I was kind of hurt, just looking back like what more can I do? But after the camp, it was a great opportunity, a great blessing, and it helped me learn a lot. So before then, I was more of a lead by example type of guy. I might not get into constructive criticism or get onto guys. I was more of like, we got this, it's okay, always encouraging. But as a leader, you have to step on people's toes. You have to push those lines, cross boundaries to get the team to where we need to go ultimately. So that's what I'm learning now and transforming into more of a competitive, combative leader, encouraging while being tough, while being fair, and, just ultimately bringing the guys together and trying to compete.
Can you take leadership? Can you take constructive criticism from your teammates and your coaches?
Being honest, I feel like I am coachable. I am stubborn and hard-headed as well. So it'd be times where I'm catching myself like, you can't do that. You got to be coachable just like the other guys. And there's times where it's easy for me to be coached and listen and take that constructive criticism. So it's an up and down slippery slope for me, and I'm still working on it as well.
When the season ended last year in March, early March, what has been gnawing at you?
Just honestly, from last season going to this season, it's just the biggest thing I've been harping on is mindset. If you want to change outcomes, if you want to change your lifestyle, if you want to change the things that you do, you have to change your mindset first. And I wholeheartedly believe that you have to change the way you think, change the way you believe. It's like you have to kind of manifest things. And the biggest thing for us this year is just manifesting and thinking of being champions, having that championship mindset. Every day is not going to be easy. You're going to have up and down. You have good and bad. But at the same time, when you approach something with the right mindset and take it one day at a time, knowing nothing's going to change overnight, that's the thing we've been harping on, and I feel like us as a team been getting into more.
How do you measure changing a mindset?
Honestly, it comes with approach, practice, what we do every day. I can say from last year to this year, this summer has been totally different. It's like a transformation. We've been more competitive. We've been more tuned in sound, doing things during practice. You know, not having to go over drills multiple times, going into the weight room, having good days in the weight room, building days, stacking days, and when it comes down to it, it's like if you want something that's measurable, we can go for like our conditioning drills. Every Friday we have 10 stations. We go through the stations and we measure each station. Last year group, the first week we did that, we had around 55 5 and 30s. That's like 5 baseline touches in 30 seconds, right? This year we only had 26 or 24, around that, right? And when you say something that's measurable, you can see that. But when it comes to mindset, it's more of a conceptual thing. It's more cerebral. You know, you can't really measure that, but you can see the difference, the change in mentality. It's just you have to be around the game. You have to be a part of practice. You have to be a part of the guys just to see it. It's hard to tell fans. It's hard to tell people outside of basketball because it's not necessarily you see something every day. It's just like a kid growing. When you raising a kid, you know, you can see the changes, the vast changes throughout the time, but every single day you're not going to see the changes. So that's how I put it.
You are the second leader in nearly every category. You are the leading rebounder returning to this program, and I'm just curious, what tools do you bring? Actual tools, not characteristics, not virtues, but what tools, as Kenny Smith would ask an NBA player, do you bring to the gym every day?
First and foremost, crashing offensive boards. That's one big thing we always key in on. Having a matchup, you know, I'm a bigger guard, so it's usually smaller guards on me, and that creates a mismatch on the offensive glass. Another thing is I want to be, honestly, I have a goal of just being one of the best defenders in the league. If you want to call somebody, like, get a stop, I want to be the person you need to call on, lean on as a crutch. And lastly, just being the best teammate, getting the person that's opened the ball, hitting the one-mores, you know, setting the screen, you know, just doing the little things on the court that everybody don't want to do to make the team go. That's what you can get from me, and that's the 3 things I say.
And I think about when you talk about things that you can't measure, the saved ball out of bounds against UIC was a prime example that led to a big win there, and then another road win at Valpo. Those are the things undoubtedly that Saluki Nation has. We're paying an expensive ticket to come watch you do those things. One area you touched on was offensive rebounds.
Yeah.
So from an offensive rebound, when you come to the gym every night, what number is in your head that you've got to get us putbacks?
Hopefully I get every rebound. That's my goal, but crashing every time, I feel like a good goal for me is getting at least 3 offensive rebounds.
And putbacks?
Putbacks or just kickouts, you know, anything that leads to a score. Offensive rebound, kick out threes are really good. If I get a little putback, stick back, I'll be happy. But getting 3 offensive rebounds that lead to scores, I feel like it's really, really, really in my lane. I can get that. Yeah.
So how many times do you need to get to the free throw line? You, with the ability to drive, ability to take contact, what's that number in your head saying, to help this team win, I've got to get the free throw line how many times?
During the game, I know last year I rarely got to the free throw line, or if I did, to most people, I didn't get enough for me or the coaches. I know that for sure. So this year, I hopefully, I ain't gonna say hopefully, like my goal is probably like 8 free throws a game, get to the line 4 times a game. You know, I feel like that'd be a good goal for me to set, to get around 8 free throws a game.
with those two numbers you just gave me, you're talking about 3 putbacks is 6 points, and if you shoot 75%, that's 6 free throws.
That's 12.
All of a sudden, you've doubled your scoring output just in those two areas.
Exactly.
Are those things that the logical standpoint for a guy that's basically an engineer with a project manager mindset?
Yes, sir.
Aren't those the things that drive a mature veteran player?
Yes, sir. Exactly. And it's kind of crazy that you say it, because he brings you back to thinking about what Coach Nagy said. Threes, twos, but people forget about the free throw line. That's the highest percentage shot. Just getting to the free throw line, shooting a free shot, getting one shot with nobody defending on you. That's the big thing that a lot of people forget. And like you said, having those thought process and thinking that deep into the game can really change a mindset and how one approaches the game. So, yeah.
Damien, how do you win the Missouri Valley?
Controlling the tempo. Don't let other teams dictate how you play, and just enforcing our will. We have a very lengthy team. I feel like from top to bottom we have good guards, good bigs, and just enforcing our will, making sure people feel us on defense, being physical, playing through contact, and just setting the tone. I feel like that's how you win the Valley.
Damien, I appreciate you spending time with us today, and I really appreciate you taking senior questions. And for your young guys that watch this interview later on, assure them that I'll give young guys young questions. I'll give old new guys kind of soft questions. Man, I appreciate you taking the ones that Saluki fans really want to hear. I appreciate your honesty.
Yes, sir.
That's
No
Damien
problem.
Mayo. Thank you very much. Best luck for a great season. Can't wait to watch you play, partner.